Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. You're now watching TVS Nightline with me, Shira Abang Mansour. The headlines. Gabungan Parti Sarawak to field PBB candidate for JEPAK by-election. Meanwhile, an investment of 10 billion ringgit for BINTULU Sour Gas Hub. Plus, the Rosemary Marjoram offshore project seeks to advance clean hydroelectric energy independence. And now let's begin with our top stories. Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS will field a candidate from Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB to contest in the upcoming N67 JEPAK State Constituency by-election. GPS Chairman and PBB President Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tunopeng revealed that the candidate will be announced once the Election Commission EC formalised the nomination and election dates.
Kita akan meletak calon GPS akan meletak menerusi PBB.
This announcement comes following the vacant post of JEPAK State Constituency after the demise of its former incumbent Datuk Talib Zulkifli last Friday. The Election Commission is set to hold a special meeting chaired by the EC Chairman Tan Sri Abdul Ghani Saleh to decide on the nomination and polling date for the JEPAK by-election on September 25th.
Sarawak is investing more than 10 billion ringgit to establish BINTULU as a sour gas hub with the development of the Sarawak Integrated Sour Gas Evacuation System SISGES in Tanjung Kidurong. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tunopeng pointed out that the development within Petrochemical Industrial Park PIP augurs well with Sarawak's ambitions to attain developed state status by 2030.
Estimated investments itu is few billion US dollar. So in other words, to us is more than about 10 billion, more than 10 billion ringgit for this particular plant. And then the next one will be the same lah. Lebah is with Thailand. Yang sama, sour gas is.
Despite early predictions that Sarawak's gas could only last for another 20 years, Abang Johari is optimistic that Sarawak's continental shelf subsea still has huge gas reserves, noting that the region's oil and gas industry remains attractive to investors.
The letters being the 6 fields in 5 blocks, SK306, SK411, SK313, SK301B and SK315.
Commenting further, he said Sarawak is committed to collaborating with Petronas and Shell to ensure the success of Rosemary Marjoram and SISGES Sour Gas Hub initiatives. He added the state looks forward to more collaborations between Shell and the region's oil and gas entity Petros. Since 2019, Sarawak's income through SST amounted to 13 billion ringgit.
The operation on the offshore platform of Rosemary Marjoram Sour Gas Project will be powered by renewable energy using solar power to ensure full reliance on clean hydroelectric power. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tunopeng said this is in line with the Sarawak government's policy that stressed that economic development must never come at the expense of the environment.
Sarawak continues its journey towards sustainable development, green energy, and it occupies a very important role in the state's economy, not just up to 2030, but beyond. I am delighted to note that Rosemary Marjoram platform will rely on solar power, and the onshore gas plant will draw its energy from SEB grid, ensuring 100% reliance on clean hydroelectric power certified through renewable energy certificates.
For the record, Sarawak Shell Berhad, a subsidiary of Shell PLC, together with Petronas Carigali Sindiran Berhad, has taken a final investment decision to develop the Rosemary Marjoram gas project. situated 220 kilometers off the coast of Bintulu. The project is designed to produce up to 800 million standard cubic feet of gas per day, with production slated to begin in 2026. The offshore development will also help in ensuring a sustainable gas supply for the Petronas LNG complex in Bintulu, Sarawak.
Sarawak is currently the first and only state in Malaysia to utilize hydrogen as a renewable energy source, prompting other states to follow in its footsteps. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Mosti Chang Lih Kang said, Sarawak is not only considered the pioneer in advancing hydrogen technology, but is also a shining exemplar for the others.
He said that by next month, the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI, will launch the Hydrogen Economy Technology Roadmap, HETR, to expand the federal government's efforts in hydrogen economy.
Yang satu, kita nak mengembangkan usaha kita dalam hydrogen economy ini, dan juga kita nak arus berdanakan penggunaan teknologi hidrogen dan supaya boleh membantu negara kita membangunkan ekonomi kita lah.
He explained that the ministry is pursuing this initiative as hydrogen is seen as a high-growth and high-value industry, which is in line with the Madani Economy Framework announced by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim.
Dan in fact, kita sudah buat kira-kira by menjelang tahun 2030, kalau dia boleh ikut plan kita lah, HETR itu, memang hidrogen akan membantu ataupun menyumbang kepada GDP kita, KDNK kita, di antara 50 hingga 60 bilion ringgit lah.
At the same time, Chang Lih Kang hopes that the usage of hydrogen in the transportation ecosystem could decrease greenhouse gas emissions, which contribute to global warming and climate change. Meanwhile, Chang Lih Kang also said that MOSTI is always striving for more funding for research and development projects around new technologies like hydrogen.
The enduring harmony of the multi-ethnic community in Sarawakian society serves as a model to foster the spirit of unity among the multi-ethnic societies in Peninsular Malaysia. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof said this could be done through mutual understanding and respect regardless of the differences in culture and individual beliefs of every ethnic group in the region.
Therefore, he said, students who were selected to study in Peninsular Malaysia act as ambassador for cultural exchange and national integration in order to unite Malaysians.
Dan ini kelebihan. Sebab itu di Sarawak, kalau kita melihat dengan perhimpunan di kalangan anak-anak Sarawak itu sendiri, kita tidak ada perasaan tentang latar belakang masyarakat kita, tapi kita boleh hidup sebagai satu keluarga. Tak kira apa latar belakang, tak kira apa kebudayaan, kepercayaan kita, tapi kita hidup, bila Sarawak, saya sebut saja Sarawak, kita hidup sebagai rakyat Sarawak yang tidak mengira latar belakang, kita ada satu keluarga besar, rakyat Sarawak. Dan inilah sehingga sekarang kita dapat amalkan, di mana persefahaman antara satu sama lain, hormat menghormati, tolong bantu antara satu sama lain begitu kuat sekali di kalangan rakyat Sarawak khususnya. Dan diharapkan dengan inilah anak-anak pelajar yang dihantar semenanjung ini, you are the ambassador yang akan membawa suara Sarawak dan akan menyampaikan bagaimana kehidupan rakyat Sarawak yang harmonis untuk kita bawa ke semenanjung ini. Moga-moga di semenanjung akan juga dapat hidup dalam keadaan yang harmonis. Inilah dapat kita kurangkan segala pertelagahan yang berlaku di semenanjung pada waktu ini dengan kita memainkan peranan kita sebagai rakyat Sarawak yang dapat menghidupkan betul-betul semangat sebagai satu keluarga besar negara kita, negara Malaysia.
He said this in his speech after witnessing the Memorandum of Understanding MOU exchange between Petronas and Yayasan Sarawak earlier today. Yayasan Sarawak and Petronas have signed an MOU to work together to sponsor Sarawakian students to continue their studies at secondary schools in the peninsula as part of the Yayasan Sarawak Student Exchange Program. Fadila, who is also an alumni of the program, said since its inception in 1972, Yayasan Sarawak had sponsored more than 5,000 students. He added the program would be able to help train human capital who are knowledgeable and highly skilled in specific fields in line with the state's vision to achieve developed status by 2030.
Malaysia's leading connected roadside assistance provider, BatteryCo.com, has expanded its operations to Kuching, offering on-demand car battery replacements since early this year. Chief Operating Officer of BatteryCo Kuching, Izzat Nasrul Azrin Suhaimi, said BatteryCo.com serves not only customers in the Greater Kuching area but also in Kota Samarahan.
Kami menyediakan servis hantar periksa pasang di lokasi anda secara percuma. Dari Kuching hingga Semerahan, hanya bayar harga bateri sahaja.
In addition, BatteryCo also offer other roadside assistance services to customers, especially during emergencies, such as jump-start services, towing services, and fuel delivery. With a strategic location and a 24-hour operations, customer need not worry about getting battery delivery services.
Lokasi kedai kami berada di depan KPJ bersebelahan Kawash di Taman BDC Kuching. Waktu operasi kami dari pukul 7 pagi sampai 12 malam, setiap hari 24 jam. Sekira cuti apapun kami ada operasi di situ.
In addition, BatteryCo.com also produce their own car batteries, the Astra brand, which has several unique features utilizing technology from Germany.
Kami di BatteryCo menawarkan bateri Astra dari BatteryCo sendiri. Kelebihan bateri ini ialah waranti selama 18 bulan sehingga 20 bulan, waranti seluruh Malaysia. Bateri Astra sesuai untuk pelbagai jenis kenderaan seperti Pro 2, Proton, kereta Continental dan lain-lain. Selain bateri kereta, bateri Astra juga sesuai untuk lori, bas dan bot.
Izzat also reminded the public to be more aware of the car batteries condition, including some important aspects involving car batteries.
Sedikit pesanan dan peringatan dari kami buat warga Kuching dan Semerahan supaya kita orang mula pemeriksaan bateri kita orang sebelum bateri kita orang kong waktu kecemasan. Jika berlaku kecemasan, kita orang boleh hubungi kami orang di nombor 018 660 9477.
Izzat also shared that BatteryCo plans to open several more branches of BatteryCo.com in other locations such as Putrajaya Kuching and Kota Samarahan in the future. Adding that while it's still on the planning stage, he remains optimistic about improving the quality of all services provided by their company. BatteryCo.com operates more than 150 branches nationwide, including in Kuching, Sarawak, as well as Kota Kinabalu, Sabah.
Coming up right after the break, Anwar arrives in New York for 78th UN General Assembly, and in world news, Pakistan sets election for January minus Imran Khan, only on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim arrived in New York late Wednesday Malaysian time to attend the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly UNGA. Upon arrival, Anwar met with his Turkey counterpart, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Iranian President Said Ibrahim Raisi, and Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe. In his first UNGA outing as Prime Minister, Anwar is also scheduled to deliver his maiden speech at UN headquarters on Friday.
Following the bilateral meeting with Erdogan, Turkey has agreed to extend Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad operation of Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen ISG International Airport, noting that the tremendous support from Turkey is also a vote of confidence in the Malaysian company to develop and manage the sixth busiest airport in Europe. Similarly, both heads of the country strongly condemned the recent burnings of the Quran and expressed concern over the emergence of a new form of racism against Muslims. Erdogan and Anwar has also expressed deep concern about the trend of increasing hatred, intolerance, discrimination, and act of violence against Muslims that had reached an alarming level in many parts of the world, especially in Europe. The leaders said they welcome the adoption of General Assembly Resolution 76/254 to declare March 15th as the International Day to Combat Islamophobia. At the same time, Anwar's visit to New York also serves as the government's continuous efforts to woo global investors by meeting captains of industry and capital market players. Anwar, who is also the finance minister, is scheduled to participate in the roundtable discussion with Fortune 500 companies at the Harvard Club of New York City. The event is organized by the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, MIDI, and the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA. The Prime Minister will then speak at the Invest Malaysia New York event organized by Bursa Malaysia. During the two high-profile events, Anwar is expected to hold meetings with entrepreneurs and potential new investors from the United States. For the first half of the year, Malaysia attracted a total of 132.6 billion ringgit worth of approved investments in the services, manufacturing and primary sectors, involving 2,651 projects that are expected to create 51,853 jobs in the country.
Malaysia and Turkey have reached a consensus on measures to address the threats of Islamophobia and racism. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim said both countries will undertake efforts to deal with those issues through various ongoing and future measures.
Speaking during a media conference in New York today, Anwar said he and Turkey President Recep Tayyip Erdogan have agreed to enhance cooperation efforts and strategies to curb anti-Muslim hate groups based around the world.
Dan juga Islamofobia, iaitu satu sikap prasangka keterlaluan terhadap apa saja Islam yang berlaku sama ada di Barat atau di negara lain. Dan kita akan terus untuk meningkatkan usaha ke arah kerjasama sebagai satu strategi menangani masalah sedemikian.
Both leaders are in New York to attend the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly and held a bilateral meeting at the Turkish House earlier today. Anwar said Turkey will implement those strategies at activity locations in Europe and the Middle East and Malaysia in Asia.
Tentu ada beberapa siri persidangan yang telah dianjurkan dan akan diteruskan, dan sekiranya dia hadir dalam kunjungan ke Malaysia, di antara isu yang akan ditekankan ialah usaha untuk mengadakan pertemuan yang lebih luas di kalangan rakan-rakan di Asia Tenggara khususnya, supaya ada satu kesepakatan antara negara untuk menangani ini.
Elaborating further, Anwar said in addition to conferences and explanatory sessions, efforts to address prejudice and extreme attitudes towards Islam to the global community through publications will also be done, chief among them by publishing 100,000 copies of the Quran in various languages. This includes 15,000 copies translated in Swedish, which have been sent to that country, he said, while adding that copies of the Quran have also been distributed to countries such as Australia and the United States, among others, and also learning centers, universities, and mosques.
Meanwhile, Malaysia seeks to strengthen the two-way ties with Iran across various fields for the mutual benefit of both countries. The wish was conveyed by the Prime Minister during a meeting with Iranian President Said Ibrahim Raisi in New York, which was posted on his Facebook page.
Anwar said Malaysia aims to strengthen bilateral relations with Iran through cooperation in the fields of economy, education, food security, science and technology, as well as potential new collaborations. During the meeting, Malaysia also reaffirmed its commitment to hold a joint commission meeting and a joint economic commission meeting between both nations to work out the details of the collaboration. President Raisi is the second foreign leader to have met Anwar in New York after Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, is in the final stage of negotiations with broadband service providers to enable wholesale internet prices to be offered at an even affordable rate. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fazil said that the negotiations should be concluded by next week to allow for the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the Ministry of Communications and Digital KKD and the broadband service providers.
Fahmi added that the negotiation process has taken quite some time as it involves various parties, but the outcome will result in a significant reduction in internet prices.
Saya percaya hampir capai kata putus bersama dengan semua pihak. Dia bukan melibatkan satu pihak saja tapi pelbagai pihak. InsyaAllah saya jangka menjelang minggu depan dari pihak MCMC kita akan tamatkan.
He told this to reporters after attending the KKD's monthly assembly on Thursday. Previously on August 7th, Fahmi reportedly said that all broadband internet service providers have been instructed to reduce internet prices starting September, which is in line with the implementation of the Mandatory Standard on Access Pricing, MSAP, which would lead to a reduction in internet wholesale prices and cheaper packages to reduce the financial burden on the people. Fahmi said the reduction in internet prices also aims to decrease the inflation rate in the country's telecommunications sector.
Thank you for staying with us. Parts of eastern Libya have been hit by devastating flooding after Storm Daniel pounded the country's Mediterranean coast. Confirmed death tolls given by the officials so far have varied, but all are in the thousands, with thousands more on lists of the missing.
Drone footage on Wednesday showed brown seashore and destroyed buildings in the flood-hit Libyan eastern city of Derna that was hit hard by Storm Daniel. Thousands of people were confirmed killed and thousands more are still missing from the September 10 flood when dams burst above Derna in the storm, unleashing a torrent of water that swept away the center of the city. Officials using different methodologies have given widely varying figures of the tolls so far. The mayor estimates over 20,000 people were lost. Hundreds of bodies have been recovered from the sea since searches began, and there are many left to find.
Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi stated that Iran has no qualms with the UN nuclear watchdog's inspections of the country's nuclear sites days after Tehran barred multiple inspectors assigned to the country. Raisi added that trustworthy inspectors could continue their work in Iran during a news conference on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly.
نسبت به اصل بازرسی مشکلی وجود نداشته و جمهوری اسلامی هم از بازرسی ممانعت نخواهد کرد. اما اگر عناصری از بازرسان بهشون بی‌اعتمادی بشه، طبیعتاً نسبت به افرادی که ازشون سلب اعتماد شده اونها بازگردانده خواهند شد، اما بازرسان دیگه که بهشون اعتماد هست یا ازشون سلب اعتماد نشده میتونن به کار بازرسی خودشون بپردازن.
Iran's move was a response to a call led by the United States, Britain, France, and Germany at the International Atomic Energy Agency's IAEA Board of Governors to cooperate immediately with the agency on issues including explaining uranium traces found at undeclared sites. Meanwhile, UN nuclear watchdog chief Rafael Grossi has condemned Iran's disproportionate and unprecedented move. Tehran's move, known as the designation of inspectors, is allowed. Member states can generally veto inspectors assigned to visit their nuclear facilities under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty and each country's safeguards agreement with the agency governing inspections.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines, anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that's all the updates for TVS Nightline. I'm Shira Mansour. Thank you for watching.